There is no reward without labor, and there is no harvest without a seed. My son was running around and acting up, was scolding me. I felt a tap on my shoulder and I looked up. It was an elderly man. He said, now that they are young, now that you are strong, he said, put your feet on the ground and train them, discipline them, pray for them, so that tomorrow when they wander off, you can beat your chest and say, I did my best. And peradventure, they wander off for the seed you've planted. They will come back. Hello everyone, let me say this. There is no reward without labor, and there is no harvest without a seed. Let me begin with this story. I took my children to Publix, somewhere around in downtown Smyrna, Georgia, to do some grocery. And while we were there, my son was running around and acting up, and I called him closer and I was scolding him. So while I was there scolding him, I felt a tap on my shoulder and I looked up. It was an elderly man. He said, thank you for what you're doing. I said, thank you. And again, I was waiting for what he wanted to say. He said, now that they are young, and most importantly, now that you are strong, he said, put your feet on the ground and train them, discipline them, pray for them, stamp your foot on the ground and do the best you can to instill the right discipline in them. So that tomorrow, when they wander off, you can beat your chest and say, I did my best. You won't have a regret and saying, oh, if I have done this, if I have done that, if I have done this. Although there will be, you will feel sad if your kids are not doing the right thing, but you wouldn't blame yourself too much. You wouldn't hit yourself too hard. And I thanked him and he left, and I gathered my kids together. We continued what we were doing. I was reflecting what he said and all that. And again, being a children teacher and teens counselor and all that for over 20 years, and coupled with the experience I've gathered from elderly people I've worked with, I've raised their kids whose kids are grown up and all that, and when they talk to me about what it was like raising those children, I'm going to start to ask them questions. How did you do all this? How did you raise these 5 kids and 4 of them, and all of them are so wonderful? And it boils down to what that man told me. Do the right thing, sow the right seed, discipline, pray. And I can tell you, if you do that, I can tell you with 98% of confidence that they won't wander off. Because the Bible holds true about that. It says, train up a child the way they should grow. And when they grow, they won't depart from that. That is true. An infallible word. It doesn't fall to the ground. And peradventure, they wander off. Cares of this world, they are born for such a time as this. And if such a thing happens, now you have a legal spiritual ground to call forth your labor, your harvest, for the seed you've planted. You can say, God, this is not what I labored for. This is not the agreement. I didn't put all this investment. I didn't put all this time, resources, energy, prayer for them to turn out like this. And when you do that, every element of creation will respond. And they will come back. If you think the prodigal son decided when he wandered off and all that and did everything he did, if you think he decided to just come back on his own, or he decided he just got senses and came back, if you think that, you might be wrong. What brought him back was the seed that was planted in him, the Father's love, the Father's prayer. Somebody was there calling him back. And that must have orchestrated the whole thing that happened around him. He wasted everything, did all this, did all that, and did all that, and suffered and brought him back to his senses. It was his Father's prayer. And I can tell you categorically that the prodigal son wasn't a badly raised child. Now, how do I know that? When he came back to the house, when his father saw him and came and ran and embraced him, a statement that came from his mouth tells you that he's not a badly raised child. He was raised in a very godly environment. He was raised by a disciplined parent. He said, I've disappointed you. I'm not worthy to be called your son again. He must have looked himself that despite everything my parent did, despite everything this man did, a well-respected man in the community, this is what I did. I'm ashamed of myself. He was a well-raised child, and his father's love and prayer brought him back. If you have a child, do all you can to raise them. Sow that seed of both prayer, education, discipline, godliness, morals, and all you can, while you can. And peradventure you have a child that is acting up. You've done everything you think you could do, and now I've seen the way that put your feet on the ground. Now is not the time to waste, it's time to pray. Peradventure there are sometimes things you didn't get right when they were growing up. It's not the end of the world. Mercy prevails over judgment. Call God for mercy. You can restore them. You can bring them back. You are an authority over their life. You can change the course of their destiny on your knees. As they go forth to speak, call forth element of creation to arrest them and bring them back and put them to order. That's why I'm trying to make in this video. If it helps you, share it with friends and family. Drop your comment, your questions, so we can enrich the communication and learn. As parents, we have responsibility. Parenting is a calling, it's a ministry, and we can get it right with the right seed and with the right label. Your destinies are in her hand to mold it rightly. The challenges that facing now is not the kind of one we face, Every age have their own challenges, but they are born for such a time. But if you instill the right discipline, if you instill the right training and all, they will be able to overcome. They will come as strong. They will defeat the wicked ones and they will shine bright. And you can have peace and that joy and that fulfillment that they did the right thing. God bless you and thank you very much.